in it, dude.
You're a fucking cunt for recording after.
Anyways, we're here with our boy, the David Prue himself.
David Prue.
David Prue. His what'd you get? Top 16 PPG Orlando 2019 with Pure Thunder Dragons. Are you proud?
I'm very proud.
I'm proud of you for being proud of yourself. All right, let's
get started.
Let's get started.
Just end that bit right there, please. So, the only real normal summon in the deck, Battering Man Solar, just Foolish Burial, or
Doing
sometimes
proper
Cold
normal
Sark.
set.
Yep, I mean sometimes you summon Matrix, and then triple original Thunder Dragon, triple Hawk, triple Dark, triple Roar, triple Matrix, and one Duo.
Is this in German?
It is in German.
Look at that, a little German card in our American card collection. So tell people how to use OG Thunder Dragon correctly.
Do
you discard and just get two, or do you get all three?
No, what you do is you have Titan on field. You send one, get one, pop a card. Send one, get one, pop a card. Shuffle everything back with Fusion. Send one to get pop a card, and send one, pop a card. And these pop 4 cards.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's not busted.
Yeah. And this card sucks at 3, but you kind of just have to run it at 3. You just never want to open it at 2, but you have no choice at this point. And that's it for the main Thunder Dragon monsters.
Are you playing any more Thunders in your deck?
Not in the main deck.
No? Why'd you opt for such a small Thunder core, I should say?
I think that's all the Thunders I can play.
I mean,
besides more duos.
Yeah, that's true, but you were happy with that amount? You didn't want more than that?
Nah, you don't need more.
I was about to say, bro, it's 19 Thunder monsters.
Nah, that's not enough Thunders.
And then for hand traps, we ran 3 Ash and 3 Phantasme. Very standard. This was good. This was fine. You need it for Orchest. And then the MVP of the deck, Dimension Shifter.
Tell us all about this card. What does this card do for your deck that it can do for no other?
So, the effect of Shifter is when you have no cards in graveyard, you can discard it, and until the end of the next turn, all cards are banished. And right now, every meta deck needs their graveyard. Sky Striker cards are okay at best without 3 spells in grave. Salamangreats have to recur. Orcus needs stuff in graveyard. Even like Pendulum monsters won't go to the extra deck. True Draco can't pop your stuff. This shuts down so many things. This deck doesn't care if things are in the graveyard minus your protection ability. And you can still use Solar underneath Shifter. So if you just normal summon this under Shifter, or even normal summon this, activate effect and chain Shifter if you want, you would banish the card that you sent. So you send the Roar or the Dark, and it's just like having a Gold Sark.
So basically, Gold Sark 1 did absolutely fucking nothing to this deck.
Guy. But this does kind of put you in a, I say it's a moderate risk, high reward situation, because if you do not kill them the next turn, you have lost all your recursion at this point. So you have to put a ton of pressure on them immediately after, or else, most combo decks are just gonna pass, and then they'll have 7 cards to play through whatever boards you have, and it's not that hard to play through like Colossus Titan.
Plus, I mean, that artwork's nice.
Well, it's prismatic. It's super nice. But yeah, this card was amazing. Every time I drew it, except for once, and that's just because I didn't have any other cards to play, so I just Shifter passed, and I lost that game. But for the most part, it was phenomenal. As long as you know how to manage your resources under it, because you have to make a judgment call to either spit out your entire hand and just make a strong board and hope they can't out it, but they're going to have to try, or make Colossus pass. They might just pass themselves, and then you have to see if you can kill them through that. But you just have to make that judgment call. And then for spells, I ran 3 Allure Darkness, just for the only draw power in the deck. Synergizes with the dark, so it was pretty good. 3 Instant Fusion. I chose to run this over Aloof because it essentially does the same thing, especially with Shifter, but at the same time, this kind of also acts as a hand trap for me, because I can just make Thousand Eyes Restrict, which is what I did probably twice as much as making the Kaminari attack.
Wait, the Thousand Eyes or the Millennium Eyes?
Thousand Eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't care about leaving the monster on board to negate effects. This just is like they have a Colossus on board, you do that, you steal it, and then link it away, and the problem monster is gone.
Gotcha.
Or it just baits negates and whatever. So these were good extenders. Ran 3 fusion.
All the recursion.
I don't like searching fusion if I don't have to. I'd much rather open it. You obviously don't want to open it in doubles, but for the most part, I really like this at 3. It was an easy side out target to take 1 out, or even 2 if you're really desperate, because you can always recur it. But it lets you have more options, because a lot of times you can't, if you don't open up a Thunder Dragon effect to activate in hand, so you have to have Hawk or the original Thunder Dragon. Mm-hmm. If not, you can't get fusion in hand and still get your tributes off. So just hard opening solves that problem a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 1 Gold Sarcophagus.
I think you mean 4. Your 4th Gold Sark.
Yeah, my 4th Gold Sark. And then I ran 2 Paleo Dynamiscus. This is very good against everything, especially under Shifter, because they play something, you discard a Dark or a Roar and get its effect, and still get the Banish, so it's not a -1 at that point. Or you can just special this back to use for Link Fodder, but that never came up. This card was okay in the main. I cut Impermanence for it, because Impermanence conflicted with Phantasme, and I just didn't like the negate non-destruction. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to banish the card and get out of it. And when I did resolve this, it was very good. The problem is, I won 1 dice roll in Swiss.
Oof.
So, this card just, it's better than most traps going second, but it's still slow. So, like, I kind of wish this was a Pot of Desires sometimes, just because the only time I lost was when I bricked. Mm-hmm. So, because, yeah, every single game I lost was because I couldn't play.
So the only card you'd switch out of your main would be those for some pots?
Yeah, I'd probably take these out and move one of these to the side and just play 2 on the side.
Fair enough.
And that's it for the main deck. The main deck was very good. And I might keep that in. This is just going to require more testing on tournaments where I can win half my dice rolls, or even just 25%, I would settle for.
So that was an even 40, right?
That was an even 40, clean cut, very consistent. And then, very happy with the way that the main deck performed. Extra deck, the Link one is Link Karibo. You just use this for
Matrix?
Matrix or Thousand Eyes Restrict. Mm-hmm. So this was fine. You have to run it. Some Summoner was, I ran 2 of them. I did miss having a generic Link 2 only in my top 16 match because I had the Link Karibo out. But it didn't matter because that was still the game that I won anyways, so that was fine. I played 2 Nightmares in Phoenix and Unicorn. Phoenix never came up, and it's kind of harder to make now that I don't have Aloof, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to run it. Mm-hmm. Unicorn, I guess, is a flex spot, but this did come up when I played the Thunder Dragon Mirror, and I shuffled away the Colossus, and that was enough. So these were good. I scrambled before the tournament to grab this card. This card's really good.
The Buster Blader Link.
Yeah, I only used it or Blackluster Soldier.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, my bad.
But I only used it once all day, and I actually used it against the guy I got it from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
But then it was promptly swung over with Titan, so it didn't do too much. But it's very good, especially in theory, because you can still make it with the Titan. Mm-hmm. So if you have Fusion and Grave, you just banish Fusion, get Solar, normal Solar, and then you make Titan with a Fusion and monster in your hand and your Colossus in the extra monster zone. Link them away, make Soldier Chaos, can't be targeted, and you should be able to OTK from there. Another card that never came up was Borlo Dragon. I need this just exclusively for the mirror. It's fine. I sometimes wish it was something else, but I don't know really what I'd replace it with, just because I feel like I need more for Thunder Dragon Mirror. For fusions, 2 instant fusion targets, this is fine. This is really good. The versatility of that engine, I'd stopped playing it for a while, and I have no idea why I stopped playing it. It was really good all weekend. And then Thunder Dragons, 3 and 3.
The 3 big daddies.
Yep. Obviously fantastic. Colossus is phenomenal. Titan was very, very good as well. arguably better in such a diverse format, especially with like Orcust running around, because this does nothing to Orcust. The only card that I was missing was the Gustav Max, the rank 10 that burns for 2k.
Yep.
Not because I wanted to like scum in time or anything, but because under Shifter, you have to kill the next turn, and with all your resources out of grave, sometimes you have some awkward hands, but you still will almost always be able to make Thunder Dragon Titan, Double Titan, and Double Titan plus the Gustav Max is 84, so that's enough to get you there. It didn't really come up, I don't think, but it was something that I did notice a couple times, that like I would Shifter, I would attack, and then I like couldn't kill them, and then I felt like I was fighting an uphill battle from there. But all in all, extra deck was very, very good too. And that is it for the extra deck. And then for the side deck, I decided to run 3 sphere modes over the new Nibiru. And my logic was every deck, except for Thunder Dragon, that Nibiru is good against. Nibiru is the decks that you want to have it for, have outs to it besides Thunder Dragon. Because Pendulum can just summon out the Jackal King. If Orcust has 1 extender, they still have Orcust combo. And if you wait through the Guard Dragons, they can just make Crystal Wing and negate it. And then you have to make a judgment call. Are they playing Crystal Wing or Hot Red, or both, and they're baiting you. So I just figured I'd rather play Spear Mode. And you can't stop this. You can, Solemn Warning it if you want, but you're just losing the own card. You still lose your cards. And if you want to play around Nibiru, you play around this too. So, right? Because no decks are going to have 5 summons that end on 3 monsters. They're going to need more than that. So, this actually never came up, but I did side it in a little bit.
Did you ever get into it? Did you ever draw into it?
No, it just never showed up. I never saw it against Thunder, and I never saw it against Pendulum. But, and then I didn't side it against Orcust. I might next time, but it's weird, because I don't really want to run this against Orcust unless I'm making them commit to a full board. Because if I open this up in Lancia or open this up in Shifter, it's you don't want to one stops them from making the board, another one breaks their board.
Yeah.
So it's you have to, one of them is dead. So I didn't side in against Orcust. And I think there's probably better options. I figured Shifter and Lancia would be enough. And then speaking of Lancia, I ran 3. I saw this card in doubles all day, so that was terrible.
Oof, yeah, I hate to see it.
So when I drew it, when the 2 matches that I lost to Orcust, I opened double Lancia, and it's great, they can't play for 2 turns, but I didn't have any follow-up plays, so there was nothing I could really do, and they could still sometimes end on a crescendo or something, so it's just enough. But in theory, that's really good, and I will continue to play it. I just don't want to open doubles again. I sided 3 Danko. It was fine. I didn't really see it any much, but I didn't play a whole lot of Striker. I sided it for Striker and Salad, and I didn't see it. But good in theory. I will probably cut this to 2 if I move the Dynamiscus to the side, and because it's searchable. I did side this in against Mystic Mine. I sided 2 of them in going first because I figured I'd be able to use that after turn 1, and this was the only out that I drew, and that's not good.
Did you play a lot of Pendulum to side against it?
I only played 1 Pendulum.
Oh, okay.
I played 1 of everything and 3 Orcust. So I played 3 Twin Twister. Self-explanatory. That card's good, very good. 1 more Dynamiscus. Again, same as everything I said about the main deck. And then 3 Eradicator Virus, or 2 Eradicator Virus. I only resolved this 3 or 4 times, but every time I did, it was a blowout. I did this against my poor teammate Brian with Pendulums. He activated Chrono and Scale. He tried to do his effect. I knew that time, that monster he summons protects the spells. So I chained this and blew up the Chronograph and 3 other spell cards he had in hand, and he could not play anymore.
Yep, you hate to see that when you're a Pendulum
It
player.
was unfortunate.
Brian.
It was super unfortunate. So that's it for the deck.
What would you change about the side other than the Dankos? Just the Dankos?
Probably just move 1 Danko down and move the other Paleo in, because I think everything else was very good. I mean, you can play, I just thought Nibiru and Dark Ruler No More could be played around. So, like, and I only ever want to side anything that's high impact. So it's like, I was thinking about siding, like, Droll and Lockbird to deal with the Thunder Dragons and to deal with the Pendulum. But it's like, Droll's not very good against the pure version and of Thunder Dragons. And against the Endymion Pendulum, the Droll's good. But, like, half the time they can play through it. So I just wanted something like Draw It, You Win. Because the deck doesn't have that much you can side out. So... Because it's not it doesn't take a lot to play, but you still need a couple specific cards.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't be siding out 9 cards.
Now, if Thunder Dragons become more prevalent in the meta, would you consider putting in Super Poly?
Not really, because one of the reasons why I built this deck, I mean, for one, Super Poly can be played around the same way Nibiru and Dark Ruler, because you can end on just 1 Titan and 1 Colossus, and Super Poly's dead. Or you can, then that was something that we were definitely considering when we were talking about the side deck of this build. But I just feel like cards like Sphere Mode were just more impactful, and especially when I run cards like Instant Fusion in the main. Mm-hmm. But I also kind of built this deck designed to. I didn't want to lose if I got Nibiru'd or Dark Rulered no more or Super Poly'd. Mm-hmm. The idea was, right, so even if they broke my board, I wanted to have a Dynamiscus set, or I wanted hand traps in hand, or stuff that just made it so that even if you could break my board, it didn't, I wasn't out.
Right, you would stop them from building theirs.
Yeah, I could still, and then this deck can recur, so, if I banish Fusion, that's enough to get a lot of plays started right there.
All right, so you kind of went into a little, but run us through all your matches you had.
Okay, so to start out the day, we got our first pairings. I sat down. I met a guy who was real nice. I won the dice roll. I opened a good hand.
The only dice roll win of the day?
No. He was playing Spirals. It was going to go great, and then they're like, hey, it's a repair. And so I did not get to play him.
Oh.
You hate to see it.
I was like, wow, this is because Colossus against Spirals are really good.
Yeah, that would have been nice, right?
I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then so I ended up playing this guy from UCF. He was a Sky Striker player. He said it was his first event. And he was a pretty nice guy. I lost the dice roll. I lost game 1. We played a grind game 2. He should have scooped way earlier. But again, with most people that are new to the tournament scene, don't know when to scoop their cards up, so we have a long game 3. Mm-hmm. And when we got to game 3, we were playing, I made a board of double Colossus, I did a little damage, and then passed back to him. And his friend came over and showed him his phone, showing him the time on the round, which is, for one, something you can't do. But his friend was essentially trying to get him to scum me in time. And then so he attacked with Hayate, and then was like, he did it too quickly, so he had to pass, and went back to me, and I had 2 Colossus on board, and he had 400 more life points than me, so I just went battle phase, and he stole one of my Colossus, but I just attacked over the Hayate for 11.
Yeah.
And he was done, and I was like...
The scummer got scum, boy.
Yeah, exactly, that's what he gets.
I don't think it was him that's scummed, I think it was his friend, but I was like, either way, I was like...
I still tried to do it.
I hate losing in time. I hate the new time rules.
So does everybody else.
But again, he was nice. It just I think it was just a weird situation. Round 2, I played an Orcus player who top 16'd. He misplayed the first game, and so kind of just ended with a Dark Refer on board. Mm-hmm. And I just killed him. And then game 2, I opened Dimension Shifter and killed him. So that was over in 5 minutes, but he had a good tournament as well, so props to him. Round 3, I got to play our teammate, Arthur Nguyen, who was playing Salamangreats. I just went first, or he went first, I broke his board. We went to game 2, and I played I've been talking a lot about, in our group chat, about how I should play around Nibiru and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So he knew that I wanted to play real conservatively, so he didn't put in Nibirus. And then, so I played explosively, game 2, but I made Shifter, and he opened triple Valor, which was super unfortunate, because Valor can't resolve under Shifter.
Yeah, you really hate to see it.
So that was really unfortunate.
Or really fortunate for you, you could say.
Really fortunate for me, but if I'm playing a teammate, I don't want them to just
get
brick.
Sacked.
Yeah, it sucks, right? Because it's you never want to knock out one of your own.
Build a house with that many bricks.
Yeah. The next round 4, after we had the lunch break, which I like the PPG does. They do lunch breaks in between rounds 3 and 4.
Oh, so you don't have to suffer like that one time that we had to Uber Eats a fuck ton of McDonald's.
Yep. So I played an Orcus player who ended up finishing second after Swiss. That was the only game in game 3 that I drew shifter that I lost, just because I couldn't play the rest of the duel. So he ended up beating me, and but he was nice again. He finished second after Swiss. He did very, very well. And after that, I played our teammate Brian, playing Pendulum.
Yeah, it's alright.
Sorry. But no, he, I shifted him twice. I eradicated him.
You just gave him the dick.
It was unfortunate.
He stopped standing for David at that point and started standing for Dick.
Yeah, it was not great. I apologize. He has now started referring to shifter as Exodia versus his deck. And it is very good against Pendulum. Round 6, I played... Brian did end up top 32ing though, so he did get his invite. The next round, I played the Thunder Dragon Mirror against the other Thunder Dragon, who ended up top 16. The only dice roll I won all day. Very grateful I won that one. I made a huge board going first, and I thought for sure I had it. And then he was just really methodical and really good. He was just pushing through my board, and I was very surprised. I thought that there was no way that I was going to even feel pressure. I thought he would scoop up right away, but he started to put a lot of pressure on. But I was able to get through that. Game 2, he went first, made a Colossus pass, and I was able to just make Unicorn and Duo and Colossus, and then I matrixed in Damage Step with Colossus to attack the last bit of the game. So that got me through that. That was good. Round 7, I played Jeff Leonard, playing Mystic Mine. And I was demolished. Terribly.
Hate to see it.
Terribly. There was nothing I could do. I sided it. Again, I have a ton of stuff on my side. I just didn't draw into it.
Yeah, I hate to see that.
It was just unfortunate. But we both ended up, he finished third after Swiss. I finished eighth. It all ended up working out. And then in the last round, I got put on the feature match.
Feature round, boy!
I was on the bubble. I got
David Prue right here.
I got my name wrong, but he corrected it later. But no, that was just a bucket list thing for me to play on stream and to get a win on stream. And
a fucking quick one at that.
The guy was very nice, but yeah, the cards definitely fell in my favor. Again, he ended up top 32ing as well. Again, all my opponents were very strong. But it was very, very fun to play on stream. It was nice to talk with Simo afterwards, and it was cool to do it on the bubble too, because it's like you win, you're in, you lose, you're out. That was kind of a cool experience.
You got a little extra adrenaline right there.
No, so that was very fun. So after that, I finished 8th place as 6-2, the second highest rated X2. I had the second highest opponent match win percentage in the room, besides the player that was directly ahead of me. So I had the second hardest path in the entire tournament, only losing to the guys that got second and third, at least in Swiss. The next morning, bright early 8 a.m., I played Eddie, who was playing Orcust. I won the dice roll, surprisingly. Made my board. He wasn't able to play through at game 1, so I knew not to get excited, but I was feeling good. And then game 2, I opened double Deinonymiscus, double Lancia, and Fusion.
All the worst cards.
They're fine. I'd love to open one Deinonymiscus and one Lancia, and then 2 cards that let me play, but it was not the case.
The odds were not in your favor.
I used all my cards, and he used all his, and at the end of all the trading, he had more than me. So I lost that, and then the next game, I had a really awkward hand. I had to shuffle back. I think I opened with 3 Fantastical, and I had to use Hawk to shuffle 2 of them away. It was really awkward, and I ended up on double Colossus still, and I had a Fantastical, but it wasn't enough because Colossus doesn't do anything to Orcus, and just Boral Sword killed me.
Right.
But he's a phenomenal player, and I've seen him in events a lot, and he's real nice. So it was a good experience, but and it was fun to play in the top 16, and it's good to not play somebody that's gonna try and shark you or be
Right.
you know, make it stressful.
Right, like an honorable player.
Yeah. You know, it's like I think the better players don't do that for the most part because they don't need to do that to win.
Right.
So overall, the tournament experience, everybody, you know, except for the one little thing round one, I just think that was a weird scenario. Everybody was very nice, and it was just a very good tournament experience.
All right, David. Well, thank you so much for all this Thunder Dragon insight. We're gonna pop this up.